AI won't replace testers, but it will expose teams that confuse answers with judgment. Today, I'm putting Claude into a QA role, not to review its features, but to test how it behaves under ambiguity and release pressure. And the real risk isn't that Claude is dumb, it's that Claude can be good and still be misused. So if you're responsible for QA decisions in 2026, this channel is for you. Inside STLC is where we look at testing through the risk lens. Not just tools, not just automation, but the decisions that decide whether software survives production. So I'm going to try some prompts to see how Claude reacts. So here we are. So I'm now going to act as a QA engineer and I'm going to ask it this question around what it would test and the scope. So let's have a look at what it comes back with. So ambiguous acceptance criteria, quickly is not quantified, and looking at this, the invalid data is not defined. In his recommendation, I'd push back and request clarification. So credit where it is due, Claude does have what a good QA should do here. He's flagging ambiguity, it's calling out misdefinitions, he even recommends pushing back. But here's the key point. In the real world, teams don't fail because nobody listed XSS or load testing. Teams fail because people take a well-written answer and treat it as a decision. So let's add some pressure now. So the PO is unavailable and must ship. No, this acceptance criteria is not sufficient to ship safely. Document the risks, paper trail. Make reasonable assumptions with team agreement. Feature flag, phase rollout, monitoring rollback. This is a management organizational failure. This is strong. Claude basically role plays a senior QA lead. Document risk, agree assumptions, minimum viable tests, feature flag it, monitor it, and plan rollback. So the story isn't Claude is useless. The story here is Claude can sound like it's delivering judgment, but it's still operating from the inputs we give it and from a model of best practice. And as you can see here, when you're using an AI coworker, prompts are so important. I've pulled together some common prompts that you can actually use. So if you want them, they're free. They come in a PDF. Just comment prompts and I'll send you the link that you need to request the prompts from. In real teams, the danger is how fast this becomes. Oh, Claude said it was fine. Or worse, Claude gave us cover. So let's look at this green dashboard. We can see ticks all the way. Here it is. So I'm going to say everything's green. So here we go, put that prompt in. Not quite yet. You're in a strong position, but minor comments from UAT, monitoring and rollback, deployment strategy and phased rollout. Necessary, but not sufficient. Okay, again, Claude is sensible. It doesn't blindly ship, but notice what it's doing. Have a look. Can you see? It's building a very persuasive release narrative. And this is where authority transfer happens, because to a non-technical leader, this sounds like we're being responsible. Now, watch what happens when I add context. This is the moment that matters. So I'm going to tell it about a recent outage and the fragile trust that we've already got. Okay, so yes, absolutely, this changed everything. Okay, reputation risk as much as system risk. Delay, add safeguards, deploy with extreme caution. Exceptionally confident. The temporary frustration with delay is far better than repeat outage. So this is the best response so far of the entire run because it shows Claude can incorporate business reality and the asymmetry of risk. So what's the problem? The problem is teams will treat this as a substitute for real accountability. Canary releases all day, but Claude doesn't sit in the war room at 2 a.m. Claude doesn't carry reputational consequences, and Claude doesn't feel the pressure that makes humans cut corners. It can describe risk, it can't own it. So where's the authority transfer here? Let's look at the stakeholder summary and paste that in. Okay, recommendation, proceed with caution. Option B, delay 1 week. And we need to be bulletproof. So this is exactly what would get pasted into slides. It's clean, it's convincing, it's leadership language, and that's the hidden hazard. AI doesn't just give answers, it creates executive-ready confidence. So here's the risks you might be missing. Let's paste in this final prompt. So blind spots I might have. Okay, organisational and human factors. Engineers often know things dashboards don't. Meta risk optimization bias, limited information. Okay, this is the twist. Claude even warns you that it's operating with limited info and that dashboards filter mess. So here's the real takeaway. Claude is genuinely useful as a QA co-worker for structure, risks, checklists, release questions and sanity checks. But the moment you use it as judgment, you create a new class of risk, delegated accountability. In the next video, I'll run through the exact same scenarios through ChatGPT and Gemini. Same ambiguity, same dashboard, same outage context. We're not comparing features, we're comparing behavior under pressure. So if you're navigating AI pressure in your testing role, subscribe now, because testing in 2026 isn't about tools, it's about judgment. Until next time, goodbye.